to I'm Quitting Alcohol. You're with comedian David Boyle. So I've been watching Ari Shafir's old storytelling show, This Is Not Happening. It's fucking great. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. There's some crazy fucking stories on it. So I think I'm just going to go straight story today. I'll just tell you a story. So this was when I was about 23. I was out drinking with my old man, my dad, who's from New Zealand. So we were out watching Australia versus New Zealand, the Bledisloe Cup. It's a rugby game. It's a big rivalry. Me and Dad watch them and get drunk. That's the main thing. So we were drinking all day. We were fucking hammered. And then I left Dad to meet a few mates at our old drinking hole, Paddy Maguire's. $5 pints of Steinlager, which is the shittest beer in the world, but it's $5 fucking dollars. So what are you going to do about it? So I get there, all my friends are there, having a good time. I go up to the bar, and there's a massive line to the bar. And I was standing there for about half an hour, and there was a girl standing next to me. We were just complaining about the line the whole time, just bitching and moaning. I go back out to my friends. Maybe about 45 minutes later, I need to take a piss. So I walk through the bar, and that girl that I was in line with, I just stop at her table. She's at a table with two guys. I just stop at her table and I say, fuck, did you end up getting your drink? How fucked was that line? That's it. That's all I said to her. As I was saying that, one of the guys who she was sitting with, an Irish dude, just goes, fuck off, you fucking cunt. I'm like, what? He's like, get the fuck out of here. She's fucking married, you fucking cunt. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to pick her up at all. I'm going for a piss. We were standing in line at the bar. He's like, fuck off. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. I don't give a fuck. And so I walked off to the toilet, which is at the front of the bar, and you got to go down some stairs, and then you're in the toilet. I went into the cubicle because I was young. I was about 23. I had some stage fright issues. You know how it is. You don't want to be at the urinal with the big boys. So I went into a cubicle to take a leak, and I'm about halfway through the piss, and I just start getting fucking punches to the back of the head. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I turn around, and it's that fucking Irish dude from the fucking table, and he's just throwing them. He's hammering me. So I turn around to sort of like defend myself, and I need to get out of this cubicle because he's got me fucking cornered. So I kick off my jeans, so I'm just in my briefs, and then I push past him and just fucking bolt, just so I can get some space so I'm not backed up against the wall. So I push past him, I run out of the toilet, and I try and run up the stairs. I get about 3 stairs up, and he catches one of my legs and drags me back down the stairs. And he just keeps throwing fucking punches at me. And I was a lot bigger than him, so I'm like, alright, fuck this, I've got some space now. Let's fucking rock and roll. So I start throwing them. And at the time I was in a cast, a full arm cast, well up to my elbow from another fight I was in a week before. That's a whole other story. I had a broken thumb because I got into a fight. I had a guy up against a brick wall, and I went to punch him, and he moved at the last second, and I ended up punching a brick wall and broke my thumb. So I was in a cast. So this guy dragged me down. He was still throwing. I'm like, let's fucking rock and roll. So I start throwing, and I start sort of fucking winning the fight. And then I grab him at the back of his neck and pull him towards me so I can smash him with my plaster cast. And as I'm smashing him, as I've got him around the neck and I'm smashing him with the plaster cast, the cunt grabs the back of my head and pulls it towards him and latches onto my top lip with his teeth. So he's just biting into my top lip as hard as he can with his teeth. I start fucking panicking. He's just biting as hard as he can. I can fucking feel it. So I try and smash him in the nuts so he'll let go. That didn't work. So I get my 2 fingers and start trying to eye gouge him. Both my middle fingers in both of his eyes. I'm trying to rip his eyeballs out pretty much. And that still did nothing. So what I had to do was, as he's biting through my lip, I grabbed his face. I had to push it away from my face as he's biting my lip, and it just tore my lip pretty much off. My top lip was just hanging off. I remember the second after I did it, I'm like, oh, that was not good. And I put my forearm up to my lip to see if it was bleeding, and my entire forearm was covered in blood. And this guy starts attacking me again. Boom, boom, boom. But I'm in too much shock now, and there's blood fucking everywhere. So he gets me on the ground. I'm just sitting, propping myself up against a stone wall, and he's just fucking smashing me. And then what this dirty cunt does, I'm in my briefs, and he starts biting my fucking leg. The cunt fucking bit my leg as my face is like fucking mangled. Anyway, security guard finally gets down there, breaks us up. He looks at me, and I remember very clearly the look in his eyes when he was looking at me, like he was just about to pass out. I was like, fuck, I mustn't be in very good shape here. He rushes me up the stairs. I'm walking around the pub because I'm so drunk. It's sort of, none of the feeling has kicked in yet. So I walk up to my group of friends, 2 girls, Claire and Merrin. They look at me and they just like recoil in shock and horror. I'm like, is my face fucked? They're like, you've got to go to the hospital. You've got to go to the hospital. I'm like, nah, I think I'll be all right. They're like, listen, you're fucked. You're fucked. And then the ambulance turns up, and I was like, oh, should I go to hospital? They forced me into the ambulance. I go straight into the emergency room. They wouldn't let me go to the toilet because they didn't want me to look in the mirror because they thought I'd go into shock or something. So I'm in emergency, and they're like, the plastic surgeon isn't in. I'm like, what are you talking about, the plastic surgeon? They're like, oh, you're going to need reconstructive surgery on your lip, but the plastic surgeon isn't in at the moment. He'll be in about 3 or 4 hours. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. We'll just wait anyway. It's not that bad. So I get put into a room, and this nurse starts looking after me. The nurse who was looking after me was quite attractive, and I was still drunk. So I start hitting on this nurse. God bless nurses, by the way. I just started saying shit like, you saved my life. You're my angel. You're my guardian angel. Can I have your number? I just want to say thank you for looking after me. I didn't even think I was injured, by the way. I thought it was all a joke. I was so fucking drunk. She's like, shut up. And I spent 3 hours saying, give me your number. You're my guardian angel. You're like an angel to me, blah, blah, blah. 3 hours non-stop. I was pressing the nurse's assistant's buzzer on the side of my bed just to get her in, just to try and get her number. After 3 hours of that, she came in. She's like, listen, if you ask me that one more fucking time, I'm going to get myself replaced. You'll get a new nurse and you'll get moved to a different room. It's enough now, all right? Just go to fucking sleep. I'm like, all right, I'll just go to sleep. I got fucking told. The plastic surgeon came, fixed up my face. He's like, you're very, very lucky it was a clean bite and the pink part of your lip still lines up with the remainder of your lip. So it won't be that noticeable. You'll still have a big scar on your lip, but you won't look that much different to normal. So I think it ended up being 30 internal stitches to my lip and 40 external stitches. I couldn't feel my lip in the top part of my cheek for like 2 years. Eventually, thank God, I got feeling back in my lip. So I had the surgery done. I got taken back to my room and I just went to sleep. I was sober by then and I'm like, this is fucked. I don't know how long I was asleep for, but I was in a deep sleep and then I got woken up. Someone was trying to wake me up, like shaking me awake. And so I wake up and I look up and it's the nurse. She's like, here's my number. And she'd written it down on a little bit of paper. She's like, I'm going to put it in your shoe. Give me a call when you get out of here. I got let out of hospital later that day. So I call her and I'm like, do you want to go to the movies? She's like, do you just want to meet at a bar? We'll get a drink. I'm like, I don't think I can drink. I've just had plastic surgery this morning. I'm on that many drugs right now and antibiotics. I can barely see. Where did you get your nurse's degree from? So we met up out the front of the movies and we looked at what movies were on and we decided, fuck that, let's go to the bar. So I got drunk with my nurse that night and ended up staying at her house. And we ended up dating for about 6 weeks until I found out she was a complete and utter psycho. Which isn't really a big surprise, considering the way my face looked after the incident. So that's it. That's the story of me getting my lip half bitten off and then banging my nurse. Alright, that's it for tonight. See you fucking later.